Congratulations to Senegal for winning AFCON 2025. Yesterday, I could not do a proper video to talk about the game yesterday because yesterday, that final had a lot of talking moments. Not only talking moments, had a lot of controversies. Till this very moment that I'm making this video, they are still talking about that final yesterday. So all I did yesterday was just to make a bit of some reactional videos. And I did it and I posted it on social media spaces to get input from you guys who are football lovers, who are football fans, who watched the final yesterday, to get your own perspective about those controversial moments. And you guys have talked about it to a large extent and dropped your own input about yesterday's final. So at this moment in time, now is me making a proper video for AFCON 2025 final between Morocco versus Senegal. Firstly, I have to applaud Sadio Mané. Sadio Mané yesterday, the way he performed yesterday, not on the pitch, off the pitch, by telling the Senegal players to come back into the pitch when they've left already, when the penalty was awarded to Bryan Diaz. Sadio Mané deserves a special award, like a humanitarian award or a fair play award for doing that, because the Senegal manager told the players to walk off the pitch. But after a lot of controversial moments, Sadio Mané talks to the players. I think Diouf spoke to Sadio Mané, ex-Senegal legend, spoke to Sadio Mané. And Sadio Mané talks to the Senegal players to come back on the pitch. Moving on from that yesterday, I have to talk about how the Moroccans behaved yesterday in yesterday's final, especially coming from the recent CAF Footballer of the Year, Hakimi. Why do you go to the extent of taking out Edouard Mendy's towel? Know very fully well that that towel for a goalkeeper is very, very important. They use it to wipe off their faces when they are feeling sweat, and they also use it to wipe off their glove when their glove are wet. But what's it called? Hakimi was in a battle of trying to take off the towel. And I saw the Morocco ball boys yesterday fighting Senegal's second choice goalkeeper, who was protecting the towel for Edouard Mendy, the goalkeeper. Why? Why will the ball boy have such authority in an AFCON final? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. Then moving forward from that as well, the manner at which the officiating was done yesterday, personally for me, I cannot fault the referee. That penalty that was awarded to Morocco, to me, that was a penalty. It looks a little bit soft, but that was a penalty. Probably the reasons why I kind of felt that probably the ref should not have went forward to give that as a pen is because the disallowed goal for Senegal, that disallowed goal was not looked at. And that already has created an impression in that game. So when the penalty was awarded for Morocco, that was the reason the Senegal players, the Senegal coach, they flamed up, saying that probably Morocco have their own intention coming to the final. If they had looked into that goal that was scored by Senegal earlier on, probably, and give their own verdict about that, probably that foul on Bryan Diaz by Diouf would have stood and probably would have not resulted to the whole controversial moment we had in that game yesterday. And another controversial moment was that penalty taken by Bryan Diaz. We never can tell. I personally felt like probably Bryan Diaz missed that penalty on purpose. But we never can tell. That's a question that only Bryan Diaz can answer that question. So seeing some football fans, football analysts as well, engaged on this topic, saying that Bryan Diaz did not do that on purpose, that he only went for the penanka. And when you don't score the penanka, you look foolish. So to me, only Bryan Diaz can answer that question. And lastly, the way the reaction yesterday when Senegal walked off the pitch, I personally celebrated that. But ideally, in a final, not just any final, AFCON final, things and events like that should not be happening. I was happy that the Senegal players walked off, but ideally, things like that should not be happening. Then CAF needs to do better. This is like a closing remark. CAF needs to do better because from the beginning of this competition to the closing stages of this competition, there have been allegations all over the social media space that the northern region side of Africa, which is countries like Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, were being favored over other African region countries. So CAF needs to do better going forward.